The Fulton County deep state is desperately trying to railroad Trump before 2024, but their corruption may derail the Sham case first. The Federalist did a stinging piece on the corruption of the Fulton County DA that, unlike her case against Trump, actually consists of real crimes. We're going to talk about the shocking affair rattling Georgia prosecutors targeting 45. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back. So we've got some story that proves the deep state is still hard at work trying to take down President Trump before the 2024 election. As usual, the lying liberal media's go-to move is to distract you with bogus scandals while they break laws left and right. Well, it's not going to happen this time. Let me walk you through what's really going on in Fulton County, Georgia. Last year, rabid Democrat DA Fani Willis cooked up a 41-count indictment against President Trump, along with 18 other patriots, including lawyers, who were just trying to ensure election integrity. At first, the fake news media cheered Fani on, predicting she'd be Times Person of the Year. But now, even the failing New York Times is telling her to take a leave of absence. Why? Well, sit down, folks, because you aren't going to believe this soap opera level corruption. It turns out Fani was having a steamy affair with the married prosecutor she appointed to take down Trump, a man named Nathan Wade. What a sordid scandal. Fani secretly paid her lover, Nathan, over $1 million in taxpayer money to fund their romantic getaways, among other things. Let that sink in. They went on lavish vacations together on the taxpayer's dime. And now Fani's affair may get her kicked off the case since she had a massive conflict of interest. I guess Fani was too busy canoodling on cruises to remember judicial ethics. Sad. The deep state cronies are terrified this disgrace could delay their plot to lock up President Trump. An independent prosecutor might even see through the sham charges and dismiss the bogus case. So now they're pushing for Fani to just take a short vacation so her office can finish their corrupt crusade against the greatest president since Reagan. Don't let them get away with it. First, Clinton got impeached for abusing his power to cover up an affair. Now a Democrat DA is facing the same fate. Maybe someone should tell these clowns that mixing romance and justice is never a winning combo. The hypocrites attacking President Trump for made-up crimes are always the ones breaking actual laws. When will the DOJ start cracking down on brazen liberal corruption? What a joke. Well, the answer is they're never going to do that because they're in on the brazen liberal corruption. And this is straight out of the Federalist piece on how the left has already claimed that there's no conflict of interest. After news of the alleged affair quieted down somewhat, we saw the first effort to safeguard the prosecution of Trump and his co-defendants by the Fulton County District Attorney's Office. The anti-Trump online forum Just Security led the effort with a veritable treatise on Georgia's law on prosecutorial disqualifications. The nearly 4,000-word article presented the case for why Fani Willis is not disqualified under Georgia law. In it, the Just Security authors bemoaned the consequences of an unfounded disqualification of Willis. Willis's disqualification, they argued, would unjustifiably threaten to delay the case unnecessarily because when the district attorney herself is disqualified, the matter is transferred to the prosecuting attorney's counsel of the state of Georgia for reassignment. They should have thought about that before they started doing the hokey pokey with taxpayer dollars in the stateroom of a cruise line. On the other hand, if Willis were otherwise sanctioned by ethics or county government authorities as a result of any separate inquiries, example, into her hiring decision involving Wade, it would not have this effect, the article noted, in a not so subtle suggestion on how the court can split the baby here. Then the case can remain in the Fulton County District Attorney's Office, the article concluded. The fact of the matter is that they don't give a damn about the corruption of the prosecutor. They're trying to get away with it by saying, look, we just got to put Trump in prison before the election. But here's how they wrote it. A likely delay in the prosecution of Trump and his co-conspirators, occasioned by moving the case, is inconsistent with the public interest. There is no public interest, guys. There's interest in getting Trump from becoming the president again. There is a paramount need to resolve the question as soon as possible, whether Trump previously criminally abused the office he is seeking to recover. Folks, do you understand that right now they are voting to get Brad Raffensperger thrown off the elections board? He's the Secretary of State, the guy who's supposed to run elections. And they're also voting on whether they're going to investigate him for what he did during the 2020 election. There is enough evidence right now by a guy named Mark Davis, who I interviewed just last week, that there was fraud and that Brad Raffensperger did nothing about it. In fact, he did less than nothing about it. And he's the one that brought about these charges against Trump because he leaked an audio tape of the infamous phone call now with Trump to the media, but he pulled all the exculpatory information out of it. Trump was reading down Mark Davis's list of his analysis of the 2020 voter data for Georgia. He was reading down the results and saying afterwards, look, out of all of these fraudulent votes, paraphrasing, just find me 11,700, whatever it is, to defeat Biden. So in other words, he was saying, look at all these fraudulent votes here. Just take those away and we'll whittle it down. We won. That's all he was saying. And yet they say that that was a crime. I would say that the crime was stealing the election. I mean, Davis found that there were thousands of people who moved from one county to another prior to the election, didn't re-register with the state, and voted in their old county. That's illegal in Georgia. There were thousands of people who registered to vote using a post office box, which is illegal. What was that all about? There were thousands of people who moved out of the state but voted in the state. That's illegal. And of course, the demographic of the dead vote went to Joe Biden as well. So what they're trying to say in court now is that Donald Trump and his lawyers committed crimes trying to fix a crime that was done during the election. It's madness. So the Democrats are going all out to try to keep the Fani Willis case in Fulton County. They're saying to ensure Trump is convicted before the November 2024 election, motion to disqualify the Fulton County DA's office must be denied. Why is it so important to them to do before the 2024 election? They just proved that this is the whole reason why they went after him in the first place. They want to stop him from becoming president. That shouldn't be the reason you go after someone through the justice system. That's an abuse of justice. It goes on. But to placate the public, Nathan Wade should voluntarily resign, the article suggested in compromise. There was no suggestion to file criminal charges against Wade or Willis for misusing public funds for their case against Trump so that they could play wufta-fufta on the high seas in cruise line staterooms. It goes on that the anti-Trump brigade is so forcefully pushing to keep the criminal prosecution of Trump in the hands of the Fulton County DA's office, even if that means Willis must step aside, speaks volumes to the frivolousness of the indictment. Exactly. Bam, right there. Whether fellow Democrats pressure Willis to follow Cunningham's script remains to be seen. But Judge McAfee ordering the DA to file a written response to allegations of a conflict of interest by February 2nd, 2024, we should know soon. All right. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already and share our videos with like-minded friends who want to stay informed with what's really going on. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.
Lately I've been going through some hard stuff. Getting knocked down, getting right back up. Only mistake I made was thinking you would have my back, but it's one